Hey everyone, and welcome back to Hidden USA Stories. In today's episode, we're taking you on a journey deep beneath the bustling streets of New York City into a world few have ever seen, hidden from the public eye for decades. A vast network of abandoned subway tunnels lies sleeping, holding the secrets, stories, and forgotten relics of a bygone era. These are the catacombs of the modern age, where history isn't just written in books, it's etched into the very walls. So grab your flashlight and join us as we venture into the darkness, exploring the hidden passages where history whispers through every brick and shadow. What forgotten tales are waiting to be uncovered? Let's find out. Our first stop is a place that feels like it's been frozen in time: the old City Hall station. Commissioned in 1904, this was meant to be the crown jewel of the new subway system. Just look at the craftsmanship, the elegant Guastavino tile arches, the brass chandeliers, and the stunning stained glass skylights. It was designed to be a grand statement, a cathedral of transit to impress the city's elite. But its beauty was also its downfall. The magnificent curved platform couldn't accommodate the longer, more modern trains that were introduced as the city grew. So, in 1945, after just 4 decades of service, this architectural masterpiece was sealed off, left to gather dust in the silent darkness. It's a ghost station, a beautiful, lonely monument to an era of ambition and artistry, now seen only by the trains that use its loop to turn around. Now we're venturing deeper into tunnels that were never even completed. This section was part of an ambitious plan in the 1920s known as the Second System. A massive expansion designed to double the subway's capacity. Imagine the scene back then: teams of workers blasting through solid bedrock, dreaming of a future with new lines crisscrossing the boroughs. But then the Great Depression hit. The city's finances collapsed, and construction ground to a halt almost overnight. The workers just dropped their tools and walked away. What's left is this raw, unfinished cavern. You can still see the drill marks in the rock and the skeletal remains of support structures. It's an eerie monument to a future that never was. A ghostly blueprint of a grand vision swallowed by economic disaster. It makes you wonder what New York would look like today if this system had been finished. One of the most fascinating things you find down here isn't just the tunnels themselves, but what people left behind. In this section, we've stumbled upon what's known as a layup track, where trains were stored overnight. Look around. On the walls, you can see layers upon layers of graffiti, a vibrant, evolving art gallery hidden from the world. Some of these tags are decades old, painted by legendary artists from the 70s and 80s who used these tunnels as their secret canvas. It's a raw, unfiltered history of New York's street art culture, and it's not just art. Over here, we found old newspapers from the 1950s, a vintage soda bottle, and even a worker's discarded lunch pail. Each object is a tiny time capsule, a personal connection to the countless individuals who passed through these dark corridors. It's a reminder that these tunnels weren't just infrastructure. They were a part of people's lives. Of course, a place this old and mysterious is bound to have its share of legends. One of the most enduring tales is that of the Mole People, rumored communities of individuals living permanently in the abandoned tunnels. While the sensationalized idea of organized underground societies is largely a myth, the truth is more complex. For decades, these tunnels did provide a form of shelter for some of New York's most vulnerable homeless population, especially during the harsh winter months. They created makeshift encampments, finding a degree of safety and solitude away from the dangers of the streets. In the 90s, most of these encampments were cleared out, but the stories remain a somber reminder of the city's struggles with poverty and homelessness. These tunnels weren't just forgotten spaces. For some, they were a last resort, a hidden refuge in a city that had left them behind. Now, let's talk about the infamous Freedom Tunnel. Running beneath Riverside Park on the Upper West Side, this tunnel gained its name and fame thanks to the graffiti artist Chris Freedom Pate in the 1980s and 90s. He transformed this dark, gritty space into a breathtaking art gallery. He didn't just paint tags. He created large-scale, masterpiece-level murals, many of them inspired by famous works of art. His Goya's 3rd of May and his version of the Venus de Milo became iconic symbols of this underground world. He saw the tunnel as his personal Sistine Chapel. For years, this was a legendary spot for urban explorers and art lovers. Though many of the original murals have since been painted over, the spirit of Freedom's work lives on. The tunnel remains a dynamic canvas, a testament to the power of art to find a voice in the most unlikely of places. Exploring these tunnels isn't just a thrilling adventure, it's a huge logistical and safety challenge. First off, it's illegal, and for good reason. There's the constant risk of active third rails, carrying over 600 volts of electricity a single touch can be fatal. Then there's the structural integrity. Many of these tunnels are over a century old and haven't been maintained. There are risks of collapses, flooding, and hazardous air quality from dust and mold. And, of course, you're sharing the space with active train lines. The noise can be disorienting, and a train can appear out of a dark corner with terrifying speed. That's why expeditions like ours require meticulous planning, specialized safety gear, and guides with years of experience navigating this subterranean maze. It's a dangerous environment that demands absolute respect. So, what does the future hold for these forgotten spaces? Well, some have found new life. The East 63rd Street Tunnel, which sat partially unused for decades, was finally completed and integrated into the 2nd Avenue subway line. There are also creative proposals floating around. Imagine some of these spaces transformed into unique public parks, like an underground version of the High Line, or perhaps art venues, or even mushroom farms. The City Hall station is a prime candidate for a museum if the logistical challenges could be overcome. These ideas highlight a growing recognition that these tunnels are more than just abandoned infrastructure. They are a valuable, if challenging, part of the city's historical and physical landscape. The question is, can we find innovative ways to bring them back into the light, preserving their history while giving them a new purpose for the 21st century? As we make our way back to the surface, the distant rumble of the city grows louder, and the faint glow of daylight appears ahead. Our journey through New York's abandoned subway tunnels has been more than just an exploration. It's been a trip back in time. We've walked through the grand ambitions of the Gilded Age, the stalled dreams of the Great Depression, and the vibrant secret art world of the 20th century. These tunnels are a powerful, tangible link to our past, a hidden archive of the city's triumphs and tribulations. They remind us that beneath the surface of our modern world, there are layers of history waiting to be discovered, each with a story to tell. The city is a living museum, and its most fascinating exhibits are sometimes hidden right under our feet. Thank you so much for joining us on this incredible underground journey. The stories hidden in the fabric of the USA are endless, and we're just getting started. If you enjoyed this exploration and want to see more hidden places and forgotten histories, please make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you don't miss our next episode. Drop a comment below and let us know what hidden story you'd like us to investigate next. Stay curious, and we'll see you on the next adventure.